Take these off. Ay, 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 ay. Babe.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
Man, if only the people knew how hard it is to get. You're a very important person. You're very hard. Are you a politician?
No. I wish I was. Guy.
This is the hardest
No.
guest I've ever had to track down. I'm not gonna say why, but thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Everybody,
having
please
me.
welcome Miss Faith and Jerry, aka Imani.
Thank you.
I wanted to do a proper intro. I don't remember. Okay, I'll have to go through the chats and do the bio. Sorry, y'all. I'm hungry. Look at her. She's also eating. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this because I heard this is better. You can see both people on the same screen. So where's your bio, guy? Hey, hey, hey. I lost your bio.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, found it.
Okay.
So this is her words. These are not my words. This is her words. Faith Njeri is a human being born and raised in Nairobi. She's stuck in Nakuru right now. She studies law at Strathmore, which we'll get into. And yeah, let's leave out the last part. Because she's here talking to us today. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no
Please.
problem. Thank you. It's very hard to get a guest, and such a distinguished. Oh, so
Stop. It's not that serious.
it is.
Stop.
I'll be honest. The next coming
Mhm.
up, the next week's coming up. I'm trying to get some because I want consistency. It's really tough. So thank you very much. I hope you.
Welcome.
I hope you'll be a regular. Anyway, let's get into it.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself. Who is Faith? I mean, I've read some things, but tell us, who is Faith? What are you? I'm. Can I call you Imani? Faith is too much because I am
It's
on the
fine.
other. But yeah, who is Faith? Tell us about Faith.
Faith. Ooh, that's usually such a hard question. Like, where do I even begin? Like so much to say.
We got time. We got time.
We have time. Okay, so Faith is a human being.
I mean, I figured.
Yeah, I know.
It's very interesting that you started with that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we forget.
Most people don't start. Oh, it's a. So people some people be like, So Faith is a small town girl. No, you started like I'm a human being. Okay, that's interesting. Sorry for cutting you short. Please go ahead.
No,
I
fine, fine. Um, who Faith? Faith is 23. Faith is a Kenyan. Faith is an aspiring lawyer slash boss babe. Faith is a lot of things. She can't be described.
slash what?
Slash boss babe, aspiring boss babe.
You're already coming hard with the terminologies. What is a post babe?
A boss babe.
Oh, boss babe. No, I'm
Yeah.
used to boss lady. Boss babe is a new one. Okay, boss babe.
Yeah, a boss babe.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
so I
folks,
mean,
you had it first. Boss babe. Anyway, so where did you go
uh-huh.
to high school? Where did you go to high school?
I went to two high schools actually. My first high school was Moi Girls, Nairobi. Oh yeah.
Cabbages. Eh, continue.
My my second high school was Juja Senior School.
Okay,
Amazing.
okay.
Amazing.
We are talking to an
Yeah.
elite people. These are not. This
Stop.
is
Stop.
the people from the Nini. Okay, please continue. I'm misbehaving. Sorry. What you're saying something?
Uh yeah, I mean that was high school for me.
Okay. Then
Just
you went directly to Strath.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Immediately I left Juja, I was a student in Strathmore. So yeah, so it's just been high school, uni, no gap year, no fun in between, no like can't relate.
And then you're getting into a career that has no fun at all.
Debatable, debatable.
I mean, the
That's
money, yes, but is there any fun in
Mhm.
law? Do you think?
Yes, I do. I mean, if you pick a fun area, then you're bound to have fun. Plus, fun is what you create. It's
Sure.
created by you. It's not. It shouldn't be defined by your environment. To be honest,
I
it
agree.
should be like the the threshold or like the person that makes the fun. You know, it's from here, never from around. Yeah.
So what area of law are you studying?
Currently I do Kenyan system. Okay, but maybe it's the same around the world. I'm sure it is. I hope
Oh,
it is.
because I was also going to get to that. Is okay because I've had some people study law in like New York University or something, then
Mhm.
back home. So I was wondering, is there like a different standard, or is there perks of studying one place or the other, or do you have to, for example, if you're in Kenya, you're practicing in Kenya, you have to study the Kenyan law, or if you're studying some. So how does that go? Please enlighten us.
Okay, so to the best, okay, so to the best of my knowledge,
Okay.
um, if you're interested in practicing in a particular jurisdiction or country, if you're
Whew,
nasty,
whew. Dropping the terms. Jurisdiction. Students, are you listening? Jurisdiction. Teacher on
okay,
the.
yeah,
Let me take a red pen. Okay.
stop.
If you're
Okay.
practicing in a certain jurisdiction, continue, please.
I mean, if you have an interest in practicing in a certain jurisdiction, then it's only wise that you study like your undergrad or your bar in that jurisdiction.
Correct. Okay.
Um, for example, myself, like I did my LLB in Kenya. If I want to practice here, then I'll have to do my bar
Pause.
school.
Pause. Pause.
Yeah,
Pause. You have to
yes,
take us
yes.
slowly.
Pull
Okay.
up.
Pull up. What is LLB? You can't be going this fast. You have to explain for people without brains like us. What is LLB?
So LLB is just law, like undergrad law. That's
Also,
what
that's
it's.
4 years. 4 years in campus.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 4 years.
So okay,
Oh,
you do
yes.
you do 4 years
Mhm.
campus, then you go to law school.
Yes, yes, yes.
Then how long is law school?
In Kenya, it's 18 months. So in like 6 years, you should be done. In like
So
six
you're
years.
almost finishing.
Yeah, I'm in my fourth year of uni, so I have 1.5 years to go
Oh, so you have to go
until I.
to law school, then you have to study the bar and all that. You didn't tell us
Yeah.
the area you're studying, by the way. I cut you short, but you didn't tell us.
So I was saying, my school or where I study, we study different types of laws throughout the 4 years.
Mhm.
Then when you're like in your 4th year and you feel a strong calling in your heart, like yeah,
Calling as
sports and
in
entertainment.
fun or
Yeah, sure.
that was a bad joke,
No,
but
no,
continue.
it's like a dad joke, but it's fine.
Yeah. You can tell I am a dad.
Good,
Anyway,
good.
so you study the different laws. So what calling, Uli, where were you called? Or whom called you? Who you have to forgive me. My English is not to par with such
Sports
a
and entertainment, and intellectual property. So I guess in the future I'll create a career around that. So yeah,
hold on.
just form a
I
career
think
around.
you froze. Ati,
Yeah.
what is your area? What is going to be area of expertise?
Um, I don't want to speak into like what will be my area, but
Okay,
I'm
what
willing to speak
interests you?
interest. Yeah. So crime, ooh, criminal law, sports and entertainment, and intellectual property law.
So
Yeah.
let's go through down that list. Why would you want
Okay.
to get
Okay.
it? We know what happens to Kenyans who get into like
Mm-hmm.
criminal. You know, we're not going to say what happens, but we know what.
Uh-huh.
Why would you risk? Okay, is the money worth that, or are you doing it just because you have a passion for it?
Um, I'd say passion,
Okay, not the money.
but not the money. Okay, let me not even lie. Who wouldn't want money? Ay, I'm
Me,
just lying
because
through my.
from that tone,
Ay,
I could sense you're lying. Then why are you being a lawyer if there's no money involved? Who does
no,
that?
I mean the money.
Hmm.
The money should be good, or the money will be good. But like
Oh,
you know,
it will
like
be. It will be good.
people out here need defense counsel. So
True. Okay.
I mean, so co-
So
I don't know how
criminal,
to explain it. Like it's so clear in my mind. Yeah.
but you can't spit it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. It's like so much.
So would you be up to doing like pro bono cases or no?
Oh yes, for sure. I
Okay.
would
Okay.
in a heartbeat.
Gotcha. So okay, there's the different layers of law. I didn't know you could like specialize in different ones. I thought you just come at one and you just run with it. We will
Okay.
see. We will see. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Um, I don't know if you want to still talk about that, but because I had a lot of questions about law, but
Please.
we'll
Good.
continue as we go. Let's talk about. I sent you an okay for all people who don't know. I sent her an email about an article which was talking about lawyers having to go through the bar, taking the test, and all that. And the
Yeah.
argument was the bar is what may be influencing the high money that these folks want, like in a faith. Um, so the article was arguing maybe it's time we don't need it, and you argued
Mhm.
we need the okay because okay I'm not saying lawyers are not important, but let me draw this scenario. Do you
Okay.
prefer okay an engineer we have to certify they know their job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because lives depend on that. If you make a structure which is shady, some people might die. So we need to
Mm-hmm.
certify. Like I was watching a documentary about KQ, Kenya
Yeah.
Airways, about engineers.
Mm-hmm.
Engineers take almost 12 years to be trained. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. So do we really need to certify that a lawyer? Okay, what's the worst that could happen if a lawyer is not certified?
Ooh, what's the worst? Are you ready? Are you ready for the worst? Okay.
Let's
So
hear it.
the first thing that would, I mean, the first worst thing that would happen is so many people would not get justice, because if you're dealing or you're transacting with a lawyer who doesn't know the law or like the procedures for like court procedures, such things, I doubt you'd go anywhere. Like, I doubt you'd get the justice that you want, because if I'm not like certified, if I don't have that, that detailed information about the procedures for courts, then I won't file my papers in time. You won't attend your hearings, like the whole procedural system just goes to shit because I don't know my shit.
So okay,
Yeah, sorry.
so you're saying that
Mhm.
that certification is what separates real lawyers from frauds.
Ideally.
Okay, but the argument of the this is the last point. The argument of the email, well, the article was
Yeah.
countries like Britain. It's
Mm-hmm.
like basically basic things like writing a will. Like you can just have someone who did law but didn't go to law school do it for you,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the argument. But I don't know. I do not know anything, so I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
argue for or against. I wanted to
Okay.
hear your thoughts on it.
Okay, but let me just give a brief comment on that, though.
Okay,
A
please
brief
do.
comment. Of course, when you go through the 4 years of law school, you
Mhm.
have tangible legal knowledge, yes.
Right.
But for you to be set apart and for you to be able to practice, like appear in court,
Mhm.
what do they call it? Um,
And ladies and gentlemen,
oh,
you can
the
see
word.
a lawyer in the making, and this is very promising. If you're my lawyer, I'd be very confident right now.
Or be like a commission of oaths. Of course, you need that extra, that extra push, which
Mhm.
is the law school. So, I mean, any person who's gone through like the 4 years, LLB 4 years, has enough knowledge to, go through life like, that's illegal, that's legal. I don't think this is such a wise legal decision. They have that knowledge,
Okay.
but the ability to represent, the ability to, like, I'm an advocate. That is what you get after Kenya's like School of Law. Yeah,
So so
but
is
after 4 years, hiya, no things.
so you said this. So is that like an ego thing that yeah, I went through the bar? So it sounds like it is. But anyway, it's okay too. It's okay. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. Um, let's talk about your hobbies. What do you enjoy doing? I saw you were pointing a camera at a camera. What was that? Are you into photography?
I am, but not seriously. Nothing too serious.
Amateur. We could say
Yeah,
amateur photography. Okay.
yeah.
Same thing. What,
I've
what
actually been seeing some. They're so hilarious. Some TikToks that have these guys who are like, oh, I quit school to become a photographer. Then the video is them taking like real pictures with like props and everything. Then the result, though, I'm just like, you quit school for that?
you have to reevaluate your decisions.
Those people represent me. So
Okay,
what I do.
so amateur photography, how's that like? Is there anything like you can say you've learned from being, the moment you humble yourself and you're like, I do not know how to do this, and I'm going to try to learn. So what do you think you've learned so far being an amateur photographer?
Number one, take pictures against the lights. Like photography 101.
Goja, let me digest that. Take photograph
Yeah,
against the light.
yeah,
So
yeah.
do not take pictures toward the lights. Take again.
Yeah,
That's true.
because yeah, Cindy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. What camera do you use before I forget? You make me forget that one.
I use my phone, and when I'm not using my phone, I use is it a Canon? I don't
What kind of Canon do you know? No?
Oh, I know. It's a D300S.
Okay.
It's not even fancy schmancy.
Moving
What?
moving on swiftly. Do you have a do you
Moving on.
why don't you have like a YouTube channel or something? You have such a fancy camera and you don't have like you don't make videos?
Who YouTube? That's a whole other conversation, to be honest.
So would you do YouTube videos? Would you be open to doing like you having a YouTube channel?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Actually, would.
In this
Mm-hmm.
imaginary world where you had a YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
what would you be posting?
I'd post story times because I think
Ah,
I'm a decent
Mushanez.
storyteller.
Now see
Mwene, ndani ya hiyo video.
mm,
Haya.
me now. I think we can finish this. Actually, I'm even tired. Mushanez, really?
Yeah,
Anyway,
but like story times about myself, of
no, but
course. I
people, I
don't think.
think people love that. People love Mushanez, and I think
Yeah,
yeah, it's very
people
sad.
yeah.
Me, by the way,
Is it?
I don't like story times. Kwanza the Mushanez that so and so did no me. Give
No.
me something that will enrich my life.
Okay, everyone just
No, okay, would
relax,
you be
relax.
open?
I need to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
What kind of story times do you listen to though? Those are funny ones. I
No, there's
questionable.
like Edgar Obare.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I
So
mean,
story
like
times about
stories
you.
about my
Okay.
yeah, like you guys, there was this time I got lost in Nairobi, you know.
How do you get lost?
It was
Anyway, okay. Have you because
uh-huh.
you have to have I think you have to have such an interesting
Mm-hmm.
life. And that's why I started this podcast because my life is not very interesting. So that's why I wanted to talk to other
Mm-hmm.
people and hear their interesting things. Because I feel like if you want to tell people stories, I like telling stories, I like listening to stories, but you have to have an
Mm-hmm.
interesting life to actually have these stories. So that's why I was like, people like you and the other guests who've been on. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us a story. Tell us one story then, like one you would do. So like this one time, like, continue from there.
Uh, First, let me just begin by saying this is such an ambush. Like, what? What? Give
No,
me
if you give
until
us
the
a
end of
story,
the podcast
Amma, you don't have
to
stories.
think of a story, a suitable story that I'm okay with it being out here on the internet. Hiya, I don't want to expose myself.
No, this is not live. By the way. We can edit. We'll cut out the. Hey, we won't cut out. We would want that tea.
Raw and unedited,
Mm.
live and direct.
Funny, what things do you do on this street that you don't want them to be on the internet?
What? What?
We okay.
Una shout, son. You're shouting.
It's okay. But I know the problem is the internet does not forget. Yeah, that's the
Aye,
problem.
for sure, it does
Yeah,
not.
but okay. Any other hobbies other than like photography? What else do you do on your free time?
I like to travel.
Oh,
I like to. I was actually on a trip this
well,
weekend. I think that's why I really slacked on like timing and like everything.
no, I just think you're Kenyan, and it's okay. I'll continue.
Una shout as in? Is this even like allowed?
No, I'm just stating facts, but I expected it. It's
Damn,
okay. It's okay. That's
please
why I
you're
try to give people like a cushion because I know. Okay, we said 7. Oh, 9. Oh, we said 9. Okay, midday 1-ish. Oh, yeah, okay.
mm,
And here we
I
are, one
understand.
o'clock in the afternoon.
Please,
Anyway,
to your esteemed listeners, I'm a punctual person, but a safari happened. That's why.
not in these streets. Anyway,
Wow.
um,
Wow.
traveling is a is a major one because there's this guy I'm following on YouTube. He's called Marwa.
Mm-hmm.
That dude has been
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, and I was like, man, I wish I
He's,
had that life. Yeah, traveling
he's
it sounds
Kenyan.
fun. It sounds fun. It sounds fun.
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
moving on. Let's talk about social issues.
Yes. Let's
Um,
dive.
so like we have corruption. That's a major one. Like I don't know if you've watched the documentary on Kenya Airways on how it went broke and it's been having financial problems. There's that. People are
Mhm.
looting. People even looted COVID money, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, COVID funds, COVID millionaires. No.
Oh, by the way, don't even say me. It's not gangster.
I
Anyway,
mean,
but
that's
okay,
that's how they that's how they feel. Like at night when they go to bed, they're like, I got this money, I got the bag.
no, but
But like,
how does someone sleep knowing what they did could cause other people's livelihood or something like that? Like, okay, what is your take on corruption? We know you would not approve of it, but give us your 2 cents on corruption.
my 2 cents.
Yes, please.
Um, it goes back to something I learned a few years ago
Mhm.
about conscience. And
Hold on. Which
when I
conscience?
talk, not the singer, not the singer,
But you have to be clear. Me, some people
conscience.
listening, they're not understanding anything else. Then they hear, hey, conscience, conscience.
Wagwan, wagwan, Buddha.
Okay. So it goes back to your conscious, like the state of
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. It goes back to, or even that ability to feel guilty about doing something wrong. Yes. And it reminds me of knowledge that I caught a few years ago, like I said earlier, that over time, when you keep doing bad things, you ignore or you suppress, quote unquote, suppress your conscience to the point where
So you
nothing
become
that
numb.
is, yeah, kind of. So to the point where there's nothing wrong that you'll ever do that will make you be like, damn, I really did it. Like nothing would ever convict you because you did it the first time and you were like, oh, I kind of feel bad. Then you're like, we move regardless. Then you do it again. Then it's like,
So that's the
Kwanini
problem we
must
have now.
me guilty. So I feel like those leaders who are like frontline corruption stars or like corrupt people, it didn't start with COVID money,
Yeah.
it didn't start with Izima millions or whatever. It started small. It started with like he or she was in an office and they were allocated 50,000 for a project. They used 30 on the project and 20 on
Pocketed the 20.
themselves. Yeah, so it grew and it became COVID millionaires. I mean, they'll sleep at night. I don't know why we imagine because they've stolen, they wouldn't sleep. They'll sleep because whatever is in them that should convict them to realize, oh shit, someone's suffering
It went
is no
away.
longer. Yeah. So it's like we either pray for like an intervention or
So even
I
these prayers people are staging won't help. Ati pray for the country.
yeah,
That's
I
the
mean
most
pray for.
idiotic thing I've ever had. Ati let's meet and pray because corruption. What is wrong with you? Anyway, we won't take that route
Mhm.
today because
Yes.
yeah, I don't think we're there yet. But yeah, it usually bothers me, and anytime I'm tuning into another, I'm like, another corruption scandal. So I was watching the Kenya Airways one. It's sad,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's man, Kenya Airways. Like
I
they'll
know.
eat that company, and
Cry.
now the government will own it. So now I'm like, okay, now it's even going to be worse because it had some private players, but now it was going to be
Mm-hmm.
full government.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing will tank. They will eat it to yani. Let's even move to. Okay, what about the nini cops shooting
Uh,
people? I've seen cops even in Kenya. They're shooting like guys. What's up with that?
police brutality in
Yes,
Kenya.
please.
Hi, where do I begin? So, on that issue, I'd comment and say, I honestly feel like Kenyan police,
Mm-hmm.
and if this is ever used against me, like when I'm high flying in my career, I'll stand by it because that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kenyan police are a bit too fast to react to situations and they opt for the most violent like result. Yeah.
Right.
So short story.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was in uni enjoying his life. Then his uni had like some form of like a strike.
Right.
All y'all who've been to like Kenyan public universities, you know. So he was in should I name the university or
No.
should I keep it
No. No name
anonymous?
dropping.
He was in X university.
Yes.
And the
Very
X
notorious
university,
university. We know it.
you know it.
Yeah, we know. We know. We know these things.
He was in X university and there was a strike. He wasn't part of the strike together with English with his friends. They were just chilling at home, just peeping through the windows like, hey, makarao wanakuja side, hey, buda chiki wase wanapigwa, like they were nowhere near the strike, nowhere near the chaos, nowhere near the aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Then at night they're just chilling. Then policemen had gone into
The dorms.
the no the living complex, like the apartments.
Oh, right, right, right,
Yeah.
right. We call
So
them dorms. Okay, continue. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so they went there and ransacked the entire building, like forcefully took people out of their homes.
So even people
And
who
my
were not
brother is just exactly, like so in my mind I'm like, does a whole policeman think that someone started a strike then went back to his house? Like, is that how like strike things work? Because it did make sense to me. So now my brother tells me how they were all asked to stay outside the house. Then they were aggressively beaten, like their knees were like hit with the clubs that they carry,
yeah.
and girls were, I mean, it was bad to the extent I was even thinking like they didn't do anything, but an unlawful force was being used on them. They
Right.
weren't posing a threat to anyone. They were literally just chilling in the house. And it happened to everyone in that whole building. So
Complex.
for me, I feel like Kenyan police like really use a lot of force where it is not needed. The
So
amount of aggression
mhm,
is just too much. For example,
right.
I don't know if you had this story. This guy who was taking a child who had allegedly drowned to hospital. The mama, the dash dash hospital. I don't
Right.
know if you had it. Mama Lucy, this boda guy. And he did the thing. He took the girl quickly to hospital. And when they got there, he had an altercation with a cop.
Mm-hmm.
This cop just shot him. I'm just like, how how he didn't have a gun, he didn't pose a
Was a threat
threat.
or anything.
I
So I think
mean,
this is
was he?
I think it's a global issue on how
Yeah.
police are trained also. Because police,
Mm,
I think this is what I'm assuming from everything, even in America, you see the interactions
mm,
police have with other people.
yeah.
They're not trained to de-escalate. They're
Mm,
trained to use violence. And the policeman's job, there's someone who said most like Navy, like special operations military groups, after they
mm-hmm,
go for a mission, when they come back, they still continue training. But police are
mm-hmm.
trained for like, I don't know, 6 months or a year, and then they're let out.
Yeah.
That's all the
Yeah.
training they'll ever have.
Yeah.
I think that's where the problem is, because now you have this person who's always on the street, and
Yeah.
you're just throwing them there to use instinct rather than training them on how to handle such a situation. Because okay, the first, because I saw even during the COVID, the lockdown, some people were late
Mm-hmm.
and they'll drag this guy out of a car, ask him, where are you coming from? Then they start beating him for no reason. So
Yeah. As in.
I don't know. It's I don't know how would fix that. How would you even as a country? Now you even lose faith in, because me, by there, I've never even, Kenyan police, I never trusted them. One time there was a guy
Uh-huh.
close to where I used to live. It was like, I think on
Mm,
Christmas Eve or something. The guy was hit with a car. The driver ran off. So
mm-hmm.
people are trying to call the cops. to come pick the guy up, maybe even take him to the hospital.
Mhm.
The cops are like, we need gas money. We need money from because,
Imagine,
and I'm like,
imagine.
how do you, okay, how am I supposed to give you money for your car, which you're so yeah,
I'm
me,
paying tax.
it's
What? What?
it's a very interesting topic, and I don't know if we'll ever come up with the answer for it because it's very
So gray.
it's
Like it's not even gray. It's just weird. Like I think about it and I'm like, you can't tell me that someone's entry requirement to like own a gun, protect and serve is counting teeth, seeing how fast they can run,
yeah, if they have,
seeing how tall they are. Are those even like real requirements? Like what?
I think police are supposed to be the smartest people, but unfortunately,
Be honest. Yes.
that's not how
I
things.
agree.
So yeah, I think that's one thing you'll never find the answer to, and it's
Mm,
just one thing that needs to be in the conversation, and hopefully they'll change the
mhm.
criteria and how they do things. So
Yeah.
and
Wait.
mhm.
Um, can I go on a short break? I need a break. Sorry, I need.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're
Sit,
going
sit,
for a
sit.
short break, and we'll be right back. All right. So
Thank you.
we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I think I should start putting ads in there where there's like a little break. But
Yeah, or
anyway,
a so.
anyway, so yeah, we were just
Mhm.
finishing about talking social issues, and I wanted to move on to like future leadership because I've already
Mhm.
seen politicians have started shenanigans for the next election, and it's 2 years away. What are your
Imagine.
thoughts on this?
Okay. My thoughts might be biased. They're not objective. They're not unbiased, unfortunately. But
Let's
I
do this
think
in general.
yes.
Politicians as
Uh,
a political class. What do you think of them?
mhm. Okay, I don't think they should use this period to stir up like enmity between like two sides.
Mhm.
I don't think this is the time. Like it's too early, It's it's too early.
Even to
So
campaign.
I mean, talk about your political ambitions in 2022, but don't talk about it, then shed bad light against, I mean, on another party. Don't make yourself look good and make others look bad. Like it's too soon. Then we'll have 2 years of just like thinking, what camp are we on? Forming alliances. Really? That's a lot of time for a lot of things to go wrong, if you ask me. So I feel like it's too early. Talk
So,
talk about your ambitions, but don't put anyone else down. Yeah. For
okay,
okay, for
so
now,
do you
because
think
politics dirty.
it is?
Politics
That's
is
why
dirty.
I'm asking. Would you ever think about running for office?
If you asked me this question like 3 or 4 years ago, it would be a big fat yes, like without a doubt in my heart. But then Jerry, Faith, the Imani of today is like Z.
Mm-mm, you
Z.
can't. Okay,
No.
so what hope could because okay, if we don't get fresh blood in, we'll
Mm-hmm.
have these guys who've been in politics forever. So we'll be
Yes.
having the
Mm-hmm.
same people for the next generation also. That's our generation.
Yeah.
We'll have the same people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why usually when I
Yeah.
talk to guys and I'm asking them, do you ever think you might be open to running? Because I feel like I think most people from the outside you don't know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go in. I want someone who will go in and tell us, actually, guys, you see the way we used to see things outside. When you go in, actually, this is how things. These are not okay. We from the out you see this, but inside, but yeah.
Tricky.
So yeah, I'm concerned about the future leadership of the country, and because if this is, I don't know, I've seen some interviews like Jalango has been doing with some politicians.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope we get some more progressive people who want to move the culture forward and not just have the same reasonings, the same things. Debt, that is also something we can talk about. The amount of debt that the country is amassing.
Damn. Damn.
What about now? That's one thing we want to talk about. So let's talk about the Kenyan debt.
Kenya, Denny's are Kenya.
Because now, we are taking loans to build stuff. Then
Uh,
I had with the price is also inflated. Like for the road,
mm,
certain
yes.
X amount of billion is set aside. Then the actual cost is this, or even they're saying the neighboring country actually they did the same thing for this X amount and they saved this. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think these people are being honest, or they're just it's the corruption of the kawaida corruption we've been yelling all these years?
Whew, money, debt. Oh, huh.
Money, money,
the,
money,
the lawyer in
money.
me, the lawyer in me does not want to make statements that will be used against her.
We can move on. Let's move on.
But I can make one statement and say, hey, we need to relax on this debt though. Oh my
It's
gosh.
like we're going
I'm
on
scared for the future generations. I really am.
because I had it could end
Mhm.
up it could end up one of these countries that we took money from might even end up owning our port. I had such rumors.
I'm scared. I'm scared for the future generations. I really am.
We'll leave that at that. Okay,
Yeah.
what is your dream car? If someone was to come to you and tell you, you know what, I want to buy you a vehicle, what would you go with? I don't know if you're a car enthusiast. Are you a car enthusiast?
Uh no.
No.
I've met car enthusiasts and I'm nothing like them. But I know what I like
What do you
and I
like?
like what I I like my dream car is a G-Wagon. Oh my gosh, that thing is so pretty. Oh my
Have you ever
god.
been in a G-Wagon?
Imagine no.
How do
But
you hold on? How do you
mhm.
want a car that you've never been in?
Okay, so here's the thing about Imani.
Okay.
She's a person who likes aesthetics. And
Okay.
if it's pleasing to the eye, then it's
No.
pleasing to her.
Have you ever had don't judge a book
Uh-huh.
by its cover?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think about that?
But
It's a true statement.
I
What is
don't think
this?
it's true.
What is this?
It's like
Okay,
I
me, I'll say this. I'm not biased. I think G-Wagons are cool. I've been in a
mm-hmm.
G-Wagon. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What are
when I
your
when I think
reasons?
about cars, okay, there's the people who are like, I just want to go from point A to point B. But now you bring up G-Wagons, now you're talking
Mm-hmm.
luxury. I don't think G-Wagons are any luxurious. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're talking luxury, though, the car I can definitely say I was comfortable sitting in. Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
A Porsche Cayenne. That is
Mm-hmm.
probably the most comfortable vehicle I've ever sat in. It was at a car show, by the way. I wasn't driving. So um
Okay.
yeah, I sat in and you don't want to get out.
Yeah, you're fine.
G-Wagons was like sitting, those wooden benches people sit on.
Hey, hey. Okay. Uh-huh.
That is not
Please.
is that slander, Madam
No,
Lawyer?
just
Is that
keep going.
slander?
Keep going.
No, is that slander? I don't want to be slanderous on
No,
here.
it's
I
your
have no,
opinion.
I have no money to be sued.
Mm.
The judge
For,
will
to,
give me
for legal fees. No money for legal fees.
let's stop there. But anyway, okay. You wanted you Ebu one day try getting into a G-Wagon and see. What is your dream destination for vacation?
This question, off the top of my head.
Mhm.
Hmm. This is going to sound so cliche. Yeah. But I'm gonna say it anyway. Bali. I know. Like a bit more creative, Imani. Tafadhali, a bit more creative, but Bali.
When you leave Zanzibar, just south of
Imagine.
hold on,
Me, what African?
Mauritius, right up kando.
Photo
You
side.
go to Bali.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Anyway,
I don't believe it. Maybe I've been to these places, so it's no longer a dream. Like
hold on. Auntie, you've been to
maybe,
where?
maybe. No, I'm saying maybe I've been to the places, so it's no longer a dream. You
So have
asked
you
for
been?
my dream.
Okay, have you been to Zanzibar?
No, I haven't been. So yeah,
Hi.
I'd,
Hey.
I'd skip all those
Hey,
for Bali.
these streets are getting hotter and hotter. Ah, okay. Hey, all right. So currently, I know you like music,
Mm-hmm.
right? I hope you
Yeah,
like listening to music.
I do. I
What are
do.
you currently listening to? Which artist or which songs or what kind of genre are you into right now?
Can I just take a sneak look on my most played?
No, can you? Kwani, you don't remember the last song you've played? No, you.
Actually, it was.
What do you mean
It
take
was
a sneak
it,
peek? You either know what you're listening to or not.
so that
Unless it's
I know
you.
like what to say and what not to say. Hiya, any filtered conversation.
You
My
see, no,
mother wants a link to this conversation.
this is why I don't trust lawyers. Because
Oh, really?
they'll give you the right answer. They'll never be honest at
Yeah,
all.
we're here for the right answers. Hizi mambo zingine sijui the truth ni nini? Catch me outside. Okay, no.
Okay, so what have you been listening to, Madam Lawyer?
So should I take a sneak peek? Let me give you my top 5.
Okay.
So 1, True to Me, Sky Girls featuring Karun.
For those
What's
who
her
don't know
name?
that, she's a
Karen.
Kenyan musician called Miss Karun. Yeah.
She actually made a public statement that people shouldn't refer to her as Miss Karun. So it's just Karen.
Okay,
Is it Karuna?
potato. Continue.
Okay, yeah. So there's that. Then there's Xavier Omar, So Much More. I think it's such a beautiful song.
Who? By who?
Xavier. Xavier.
I'll be honest.
Xavier Omar.
I haven't had that one. Okay.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Third one is BITCH, Megan Thee Stallion. Yes. The
Yes.
next one is I did. I really did. I really did. The next one is what other song am I listening to? Oh, there's this. I don't know if they're a group or an artist, and if any of your listeners know, or if you know, please educate me.
What song is it?
It's called Ayahuasca by Vancouver Sleep Clinic. Don't know if they're artists.
No, me. Now I think I'm when you now it sounds like you're speaking French.
Ah, niongee Kiswahili.
No,
Aya,
that me. I don't know
but
even that. I don't know that. I don't know that song. I don't know that musician. Is it in English?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Ayahuasca.
I guess
Ayahuasca.
I listen to a lot of hip hop and Kenyan music. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, that's how many? 4 or 5. I'm
So,
trying.
and
Now,
my last one is Vido. You got it. It's time to bust up. Fix your credit, get at it. I really like that
eh,
song.
eh, eh,
Wow, I really do. Mhm.
we're not dancing here. Sawa? Thank you. Please maintain
Don't stop my groove. Don't stop.
maintain order. Cancel
Don't do it, guys.
in the courts. What about movies? Have you been watching any movies or series lately?
No.
You don't
Ugh,
have time for
no.
TV.
It's not that I don't have time for TV. It's just that I'm not a very keen watcher of things.
Okay, do you read?
So yes, I do. I read books.
What are you
I
reading?
read
Fiction or non-fiction?
motivational books. Akina Pepe Minambo.
I should have ended this conversation. Ati, what do you read?
Currently, what I'm reading. Rudy, niku motivate from the books I've been
Me, let me tell
reading.
you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Ati motivation, okay.
Hiya.
Let me tell you something. Me, these are
Mm-hmm.
motivational things. I don't. Okay, because this is my take on motivation. And actually, my previous guest, you guys should just check out the podcast we did, Mr. Anas. He's also into
Mm-hmm.
motivational stuff. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it at all. At all. At all. At all. Yeah, I need to introduce you to him. He's a pretty cool guy. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I don't believe one size fits everyone. So when you're giving out
Okay.
motivational advice, it's like a one
Uh-huh.
size fits all. And that usually
Uh-huh.
bothers me. That's why I don't like. I rarely listen to motivational speak. You'll find me listening to like Akina Elon Musk, people who are trying to make things like real things, changing lives. So I'm not mad at it. If you like your TD Jakes, hey, that's on you, sis.
But like I feel like of course they don't make books for like one size fits all type of book. I mean
Yeah,
that's
but you
why
don't
the
think
book has a
you don't think
what?
motivational speakers are like one size fits all? See, they'll tell you the same thing, apply one thing on. They're telling everybody to apply the same thing. You don't think that's a one size fits all?
Yes, they're telling everyone to apply the same thing, but you who's their target, you have the ability to choose whether you want to listen to what they're saying or not.
And and that's
Think
why I'm
about
saying,
this. Think
if,
about
if, we,
this.
if we
Mm-hmm.
continue on this topic, we won't finish this podcast. We will debate until tomorrow.
Okay,
Because
okay.
the thing with motivation, me, I think it's a bunch of BS, and that's me. I'm not saying you should motivational speaking, bunch of bullshit. That's on.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. So I don't do that. I self-help books. I stopped reading self-help books because also a bunch of BS. I
Mm-hmm.
read material that okay, I'm not a big fan of fiction. So I read mostly non-fiction, biographies of people or people who are trying to create things that like, sustainable and stuff that is practical. But yeah. Anyway, this was not about me. This was about you. Continue. You're going to say something.
What do I want to say? I even lost my chain of thought, but like
Yeah, because
parting shot.
I hit you with big facts. She said.
Debatable. Debatable.
Okay.
Deb-
Okay. Um, no, we can get deep into this, but okay, I wanted to ask, what do you think? So you know how, like, for example, Kenya Airways has had
Mhm,
different CEOs coming in. When they
mhm,
exit, they have an exit package.
mhm.
Okay, as a lawyer, are lawyers usually involved in drafting such contracts where they say if this guy exits or they retire, they'll have a certain amount of money when they leave. Lawyers are lawyers are involved,
Eh,
obviously.
ili kutusamehe.
Lawyers are involved, right?
Yes.
So okay, why can't lawyers draft up something that if a company is losing money, these people should not get
Mhm.
such a big payout? Why is this company making losses? These people resign or
Mhm.
they retire and they leave with such big bonuses. Why do you think that is, in your opinion?
It all goes down, like it all boils down to how you negotiate. Really,
Mhm.
if at the point of your employment you negotiated and the terms were in your favor and there were no objections, then a contract has been ended, negotiations were made, then it's on the part of a company or an individual to fulfill what they agreed in their negotiations. So it's not that, oh, some lawyers are lacking. Someone is doing their job and they're doing it well. If you ask me.
This is why I lose hope in humanity, because how can a company be making losses in billions, and this guy will resigns or retires, he has a big fat check waiting for him, and if Felicia shut the company, he's run the company to the ground, and he just goes home. He'll probably get another job in another board, big company. It's to me, it's sad. I feel like they should draft these things where they should agree. If you're having the best, if you have good interests for this company, let's draft a contract that says if you help us recover or make profits, then we'll consider, such terms. But you cannot be making billions, Bana, losses in billions, and then resign and you still me. But anyway, you don't
Trigger
always.
you. A trigger topic.
But it's so I know you're a lawyer, so you'll always tear the lawyers because okay. Do you think the world will function without lawyers?
No, I don't think it can function.
Obviously, you say that. I don't even know.
Imagine, Ati.
You don't think the world would be okay without you guys?
Imagine, no. Because we do a lot. We do more than you guys think.
We are listening. What do you do?
We defend people's rights. We defend. Yani, we're just defenders. We defend all interests.
You know who are the best
Whether
defenders?
they are fish
Listen,
or not. Mm-hmm.
football defenders
Please,
are better than lawyers.
just exit and end this podcast. Please.
Football.
If that's what we're saying here. If that's what we're saying here.
Football defenders are better than lawyers. And don't at me. Don't even no. I'm just saying. But you honestly think the society would not run without lawyers?
I honestly don't think it would, to be honest.
Really?
Because I mean, simple things like I can't think of any process in this world that doesn't need the law. I can't think of any.
Okay, law we need, but lawyers, advocates, do we need them?
Yeah, I mean, you need someone to help you understand what that law is, or to help you.
Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
If we this is imaginary. If we eliminated illiteracy, do you think we would still need lawyers? If illiteracy was at zero, like everyone is literate, people know their stuff, you think we would lead? Because lawyers are just more educated in a way, and that's why you need a lawyer because you're not educated in some things. That's why you need a lawyer to defend. So do you think if in this imaginary scenario, if illiteracy was at zero, do you think we'd still need lawyers?
I think we'd still need lawyers because we'd all be lawyers. I mean, because we all know everything. So like we're literally all lawyers. Like we can all argue in court. We all know court procedures. We can all defend our own rights. We'd all be lawyers.
I walked right into that one.
Exactly. And Ati, what were you saying about defenders? Huh? Yeah.
Me, by the way, lawyers. I think the lowest of lawyers, but it's what I call the unnecessary evil.
And it's just getting bad, to be honest.
They are unnecessary evil because I think I don't know, lawyers. It's just one of those professions, It's like now I have to pay this person. Just Like for like immigration, like when I was doing my immigration stuff, I had to pay a lawyer.
Mhm. Yeah,
He didn't do much. He just helped with the paperwork and showing up, and that was it.
yeah. I mean, you need us.
What do you
You
mean?
need us more than we need you.
Ah, I mean, I can't. It's okay too.
Yeah.
It's fine. But okay. So where do you see yourself 10 or 20 years from now?
10 or 20. How old will I be? Damn, I'll be
You don't have to.
old. Oh
You don't have to tell
gosh.
people your age, by the way. You look,
Oh, of course.
you
I
look
w-
good
I
for your
wasn't
age.
gonna reveal that. Hey,
You look very good for your age. You know they say.
thank you.
Yeah, they say they never ask a woman her age. It's very disrespectful. Is that true?
Is it though?
Is it? No, I'm asking you. So you're the woman. You.
I cannot speak on behalf of all women, but I don't. Okay, on my part, I don't think it's disrespectful.
Okay.
On my part, yeah.
So
But
10 or 20
would I, what?
10 or 20 years. Where do you see yourself?
20. I
10 or
see myself in an already established career. That's one thing I know for sure. And of course with a family. Okay, that's what I see. Maybe the world and God has other plans for me. But like, I mean, that would be my ideal.
okay.
Successful career and
A
a
family.
lovely, yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. Okay. Hey. Now, I was thinking of other ways I could bash lawyers, but
This
it's a
this is
trap.
not the you know what? I think we should have a podcast with
Mhm.
another lawyer.
Uh,
Then we can tag each other as we take you down. You and your funny ideologies about
no,
us.
do this.
And this
Start a podcast about law. You know,
mhm.
invite me. Yeah, I'm defending the other side. You lawyers, you take that side. Me, I'm
Eh.
on this other side of the aisle, and we
You
see.
know what's funny? What's funny about this whole like your whole perception or attitude about
No, it's
lawyers?
not mine. Actually, it's most people's.
You're speaking on behalf of how many people?
A lot. If I
Prove,
started if I
prove it.
started if I did a poll
Proof.
if I
Uh-huh.
did a
Please.
poll on actually how people feel about lawyers, you'll be surprised.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Please do. I'd love to see the answers. Please do.
Now you know you're giving me so much work and the way
Eh,
I'm
what's it?
I don't want to do all that work. So but yeah, it's a perception that's there. It's like bankers. Like people hate bankers. Okay, these people hate lawyers. Okay, let's pull up a list on the most hated
Mhm.
profession. Most people. Okay, you know what? I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, let's because where is it? Because let's look this up because people think I am Nini. Let's most hated
Most
career.
hated.
I don't know. No, no, most hated. Most
Most hated
hated.
professionals. Professionals.
Oh,
Or
most hated professionals.
yeah.
Not respected, hated. Let's. These are not, by the way, these are not trusted websites. But stock traders, number one. Insurance, number two. Number three, mechanics. Number four, who? Lawyers.
Steady
Lawyers.
for.
Law- but I'm telling you,
People
lawyers are.
hate from outside the club. As in, mnakaje, nini?
No, I'm saying lawyers are way up there. That's all I was saying. Because I'm not saying you're crooked, but most lawyers are crooked. It has to be said.
Prove it.
hiyo. Na
Show
tumemaliza.
proof.
No.
Show proof.
No.
Show receipts. Show
Tumemaliza hiyo.
receipts. Show receipts.
Yeah, tumemaliza. But when I get into trouble, say
Sorry, can
I'll holler at you.
unataka vitu mingi?
No, but it's true. Mechanics, lawyers, same WhatsApp group.
That's a biased opinion.
What do you mean biased?
Completely biased. If you
Lawyers,
are
mechanics,
a lawyer,
carpenters.
if you are studying law, or if you had an interest in law, or I don't know, if you are in the profession, I doubt that would be your mindset.
No,
I doubt.
Actually, it would be. I think it would be, because I would know. Because I would know this is okay. This profession requires this. It requires some, what word can I use? It's I don't say maliciousness. It's not malicious. It's some cunningness. Lawyers are cunning, and I think that's what.
So why would you want to join a profession that you hate?
Not hate.
Or that
Some people get into it because of money. Some people just love it. Like public defenders make the least amount of money, but they're in it. Those are the people they're really in it because they love what they do. Then there's people like you who get into it because of money. Then then the people who their parents want them to do it, so they're in it because they have no other choice. So it's a whole spectrum. It's a range of. But anyway,
okay.
I respect what you're doing. You're doing a great job. I was hoping you'd be like, I want to be a future leader, but you said politics is a no for you.
Yeah, for now. Maybe in like 10 years, I'll be like, I
in
the State House. What's changed from 4 years ago? Like my perspective changed, how I saw my environment changed. Yeah. So maybe 10 years from now, I'll have thought to myself, you know what? I actually have a sphere of influence. I have capacity, I have that charisma to pull people. Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to take for Kenya to have a female president, a woman president?
Thinking about how men in this country, like men in leadership, are just
what do you mean ugh?
Like they're not ready. They're really not.
Not men. Is the country ready for it though?
No, we don't have enough women. We have.
No, but I thought we have enough more than men.
Yeah, I want to say we have enough women who can, easily elect their fellow woman into power, but then we have more male influence in positions of power. You get? Like, for example, if I decide to vie for presidency, right, I'll find other politicians who will even this is another thing I want to talk about, briefly. I feel like Kenyan politics is also a bit emotional, and guys get, a bit too emotional. I remember briefly watching, I didn't even watch the whole of it. I got tired watching the debate between Pasaris and Miguna. They were having some sort of banter between them. Okay, fine. He was spitting facts, but the way he was saying it, even me as a woman who was watching, I felt bad. I was like, hey, why are we being talked to like that? Like why is she being talked to like she's a child? You get, I feel like men in positions of power, there's just a way they express themselves that can put down a woman. Even though they express themselves.
Women were in the same sport, they would do the same thing.
Oh, of course. I mean, it would be a whole cat fight. But then, for me, the perspective changes when you're in a country where there's a lot of male influence, and there's really nothing that women can do about it. You get?
So, but do
Like
you think
it has. Mm-hmm,
if a woman was in power, do you think some things
mm-hmm.
would be different? Like what things would be different if a woman was most women, if okay, let's say the people in politics, if they were mostly women,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think would have been done differently, in your opinion?
I think first of all there'd be more women, like more women in other positions, like more women who lead institutions, more women who are more. I mean, women would get positions of influence in other areas, even if it's not like in the main government. Then I think the other thing that would happen is, imagine, I think women would put men in check.
Don't you think we need that though? We need that, don't we? We need people to
Yeah,
check one another because okay, well, if you're not accountable, then what are we doing?
yeah. But I mean, that's my take. But Kenya, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while.
That's why I
Yeah.
wanted people like you, I mean, educated, all that, to also try to get into government and make the change that we want to see.
So okay, that's something worth thinking about. Yeah, but I'm quickly reminded a conversation I had with an older gentleman
Mhm.
a while back, and I remember expressing that, if a young woman is put in a position of power, I feel like that would be very empowering for other young girls who look up to her.
Sure.
And he was so quick to say, me don't think I'd respect a young woman in power, especially if she's ahead of me. So I'm like, first of all, you and your big age, how can you even say that? Oh, then it dawned on me, like, he's not the only one who thinks like that. And because it's his age mates who are currently in positions of power, what makes me think that they'd let me penya and lead them, like
But
we
you
haven't yet
right.
reached there. Would I try?
Yeah.
Currently, no, no. No, let me first build my self-confidence, my education. Let me get some more degrees, some more certificates, experience nini, work experience here and there. Acha kwanza nikule life vizuri. Then, I mean, it would be something I'd think about, but not now. It's too soon.
Do you think women
For
are as corrupt as men?
No, I don't think you can say at one gender is more corrupt. Corruption is like lying.
Because
You can't say,
okay,
oh,
me I'm thinking this
women
way.
are liars
Listen,
and
this is
men
my
don't
thought.
lie.
Do you think if
Mhm.
we had women leaders, corruption could not be as rampant?
No, I don't think that would change anything. Because corruption ni wewe. Hata wewe kwa hii maisha yako umefanya corruption.
Who?
Hata
Who?
we can't say that, like it's only unprintables.
Yeah,
It's
me.
our
But
past.
I don't think I've ever participated in any corrupt deals.
You've never given out a bribe?
No,
At a 50 bob hapo over speed?
no. I've never driven in Kenya, so I never did.
Oh, really? But
Yeah.
have you been in the company of someone who has been corrupt?
I've been in a matatu where the driver was corrupt, but I was not
And
culpable.
but like, do you know you have a duty to report any form of corruption? But you
Okay, who am I
chose
supposed
not
to?
to. So
No, I was
you
a kid.
fueled the
I was a kid.
hata watoto wanafaa kujua what corruption is and its effects. Because how else are we going to stop it? Because
No, and that's why I'm
listen,
usually mad. That's why I'm like, that's why I see the Kenya Airways story and I'm mad because now I am understanding how. Like I've even seen the Uchumi story. Same thing happened. Now I'm understanding how things are, and I'm like, wow.
so unacheki, like where unakasirika tu, una get mad by yourself, but what are you doing about it?
What can I do about it?
Exactly. That's how corruption keeps going on. Because we see it happen, then we tell ourselves, what can I do about it?
No,
Then we never
I
do.
try to speak out about it. I try to speak to people about it. But what else can we do? The people who we've elected into office are the ones doing all these things.
True. Yeah, but personally, I tell myself and I tell the people around me, if I want corruption to end, how did we even spiral back to this topic about corruption? But it's fine. If I want a better Kenya for my children with like less corruption or reduced corruption, if that's what you want, then I have to start in my own like a circle of influence. It means if I'm with my mom and she's overspeeding, which she doesn't, or maybe she does, I'm not here to expose her because I ain't no snitch. You know,
I feel like you just exposed her by saying that.
Did I?
When you just said because I ain't no snitch, now we know. Anyway, continue.
Or maybe she doesn't. Like who knows?
But in those words,
Let me finish.
21 Savage said, a snitch is a human being, but a rat will always be a rat. Word. Continue. At least a snitch is a human being, but a rat will always be a rat. Anyway.
Hairy. Okay, I mean on the human being part. Anyway, so what am I saying? I'm trying to say, if I see someone doing something that's wrong and their wrongdoing is going to cause them to be corrupt, even in the smallest way, then I should be able to speak into that situation and be like, sis, don't bribe. You know, okay, I know, like, talking about it, it's like, yeah, bribe, but then kwa ground, nasikia watu wanakalishwa kwa police station kama nonsense. I know, like, the situation kwa ground, but like, I want to influence change in my circle. Even if I don't get to change Kenya, even if I don't stop like big time billion corruption, you know, even if I don't stop that, I'll be so content with young Imanis who are not corrupt. You know, so young Imanis who have integrity. That for me, I'll be like,
so you think corruption will only end with the coming generation? Like us, we won't even finish it. Like the ones who will be born after us are the ones who will finish it. Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
You're not giving me so much hope. You just everything.
I'm saying that because corruption isn't one thing. Corruption is many things. You know, corruption is seeing you and realizing, hey, Modo Anyoba, come to the front of the line, kwa line ya wedding. You know, that's corruption. Corruption is not a TO, I stole 50 million. That is not corruption. I mean, that is corruption, but it isn't the only thing that should describe corruption, you know.
Right. So corruption
will corruption end?
It's favorism, it's all that.
It's that cocktail of things. It's even, if I dare say, it's like utter racism, if you ask me. You know, like just being like mean or unfair to other people and being selfish, then that's corruption. Can it end completely? No.
You don't think it will ever
can we imagine? I don't think so. Because hata pia wewe, like I said before, weko hii maisha yako umekuwa corrupt. I don't know if you can relate, but let me give you a scenario. You remember when we were young? You grew up in Kenya, yes?
Yes.
You remember when we were young, then we used to have birthdays in school. Still remember?
Yes.
Very vividly. Then if it was my birthday on a certain day, that day everyone would try to be my friend. Ndio saa za keki niwakumbuke. So that I can feel. You see favorism. You see putting people who've been good to you first just on that day. You see manipulating people's emotions. Like
No,
do your
lakini
snap,
the people trying to be your
nifanyie
friends are the
homework.
manipulators.
Also, me, I'm manipulating them by telling them, if you want a piece of my cake, Buddha, get in line. You know, like let's roll together today. You know, like corruption is many things. Hata unafanya ni triggered, ni move hapa. But yeah, corruption is many things, and we can't wake up one day and it's gone. Like
No, I'm not saying it will be gone, but do you think there's a way we will gradually stop corruption? Like systemically, like in the system, we elect leaders who we know are not going to condone corruption. Because most leaders now they're told, you take this amount, stop your story, just stop it. That's what happens. Because we vote people in, they think they'll go change the system, then they go in and they find cartels and all that, and now they can't move anything. So the only thing they can take the money and shush it.
I don't want to wishful talk, because if I give out any of my thoughts, like, oh, I think if this and that, would be wishful talking. And I don't want to be that person. You know, I want to be like real. Like I don't think so. Even if we elect good leaders, Keith, we have elected you as our noble leader, full of integrity.
Thank you.
When you go up there, and realize, hey, Buddha, kuna pesa.
Okay, me, what I would not even be it for the money. I'd be more scared of what would happen to my family more than even the money. Because the choice is take the money and not say anything, or go say something and then ruin comes to your family. And I think that's what stops most people, because the feeling of your loved ones, or your loved ones will be hurt anyway. You know, okay. When you do something, it's like being dumb. You see, it doesn't really affect you, it affects the people around you. So it's the same thing. So if you're doing the right thing, obviously there are people who want you gone. And that's what I fear more. And yeah.
So you'd rather do the wrong thing to keep your people safe?
I would say do the wrong, because I'd do the wrong thing
Dangerous statement.
just so that they're not hurt. Because I feel I would not live with myself, or me ending up dead, and then there's no one to fend for them. You know, it's one of those you gauge. And I understand the place where they are, these people, because they're like, it's either I do this or my family goes to ruin. And you know, there's nothing else that means. The only thing that means a lot to people is family. And once you hit the family, that's it. There's nothing else someone can live for. What for? So, and I think that's the problem. So anyway, let me not get into politics.
So corruption can't end. So even if we elect Integrity Keith will be manipulated and he will become corrupt.
Wait,
Protect his
stop saying
family.
that. I will not be manipulated. I will not be bought. I will serve the people. But anyway, let me say this. The problem is the people. The problem are not politicians. Because politicians are a mirror. Politicians they saw us. They saw us how the people are. So the politicians actually representing. They saw us. The politicians actually representing people. So when you see a politician acting some type of way, that's his people he's representing. Because I mean, you'll see most politicians, they switch sides every time. Why? Because they go with where the masses are. So if the masses are saying this is, but yeah, I honestly don't know how we'll end. And I mean, I've always thought about running, and I think I would because I want to try to. I'm not saying that this is. I'm not trying to ask for anyone's vote. I'm just saying it's run through my mind, or even supporting someone whose integrity is good. So in case you need to run, let me know. We campaign for you.
I mean, go for it. If that's how you want to change, like Kenya, or change your county or your what do they call them? Constituency. Imagine, go for it.
Or not, or
I
just
recommend.
or not, or just do something that changes the world.
Usikalie talent. Usikalie talent. Usikalie leadership,
Oh no,
bro.
me, I don't know if I have that yet. Those things you learn pole pole.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not ruling it out. I'm saying if it comes down to that and you have to represent people, I won't be shy to do it. Yeah, step up.
Yeah, step up.
Yeah,
Step up.
you gotta step up. But yeah, it's a concern of mine mostly, and also I'm thinking there's many things we could talk about, manufacturing, all that, and I was thinking more of on those lines of creating something we can call our own, like
Mhm.
sustainable energy vehicles, like stop using fossil fuels, stuff so because when you I don't want to make an impact politically necessarily, but I feel like if you want to make an impact, the easiest way is politics, but you can also
Mm.
make an impact outside politics. So I was thinking more of those lines, but if it ever ends up because politics is dirty, as you said, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm that dirty. I don't think I can get my hands that dirty. Because me, I'm calling and calling this one Mushinzi, and the other one's is calling you what? Me, I don't think I can.
Yeah. You see, that's the kind. Yani,
Yeah. Politics it's iko na wenyewe. It has their
right?
owners. It has
Yeah.
their owners. That's the direct translation, but yeah, politics has their owners. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, any last words for these people who have been listening to us rant about politics and all that?
Parting shots.
Yes.
Choose law. Don't
Yes.
be scared.
So,
Don't
what
be
would you
scared.
summarize in summary? What would you say? Chase your dreams, or no, don't tell people that. Never chase your dreams. If they're not going to pay rent, stop. Uh, what would you tell people?
Mhm. I'd tell people what I tell myself almost every day.
Uh, uh,
Don't ever. Ati?
Here comes the motivational speaker. Go ahead.
Page 2 of my book.
Oh, by
Huh?
the way, would you write a book, or do you see?
Not now.
No. Oh, but it's do you think at a stage in your life you'll write a book?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
But not not now.
Why not? You're too
Yeah.
young, or what's happening?
It's just not in my goals. It's not a priority. It's not a passion as of now. There are people who've written books at like 20. I'm just like, hey, good for you, sis. Good for you, bro.
You're
But
amazing.
for me, it's not something I want to chase now. I have other things that I'd rather chase.
Chase that bag.
Yeah.
Chase that bag. All right, let's end this because now this is it's getting out of hand. It's starting. The wheels will start coming off, and people will be sued left, right, and center. So let's not go there. So, how would you summarize everything we've talked about? Because mostly has been politics. I think this should turn into a politics politics podcast, but I'm not a political scientist, so I know nothing about politics. So I try to talk to people about things other people can relate to. So what I've learned from you is don't watch too much TV. Uh,
Uh-huh.
listen to songs which even if you don't know the artist, listen to those songs. Songs they might be good. Yeah. And don't talk about your dream car if you've never been in it. That's all I've learned today.
Okay. My parting shots for, or rather to summarize everything we've talked about. We've talked about many things, by the way. How do you even summarize them? Um, hmm. I'd summarize it in form of like motivation for the days to come. Imagine, I really do those self motivation book authors a lot of justice. Like, what?
You're the
They
one
should
making
beat
them rich.
me. Now represent.
You're the one making them rich. Anyway, so do we expect
There's,
a podcast from you anytime soon, by the way?
yeah, yeah. It's been in my to-do list for a minute. The minute is almost elapsing, and yeah, I shall be setting up a station to speak and just talk about different things.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah. Anyway, so let me say what I wanted to say. Like my
Yes,
parting
please.
shots is
Yes, yes, please.
never dim your light for anyone. If it's a career light, if it's like your dream car light, hata kama ukiambiwa it feels like sitting on wood, don't dim your light. Don't be like, oh, that's what he said, no, I won't like it, let me look for another. No, if that's your preference, it's your preference. If you want to chase, what's that profession we found hapo kwa list of most hated? If you want to become a mechanic. Don't let anyone or some list tell you at oh, you'll be among the top hated professionals. Oh no, chase your dreams, chase them. I said what you told me not to say because I'm chasing my dream. Like chase it. Don't let anyone ever tell you anything. Unless you're doing something dumb, then fine. Kubali kuambiwa. But ka unafanya kenye unataka na unajijua na una feel dream yako, chase your dream, Buddha.
All
Chase
right.
your
To
dream.
close, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on Gengeton? Now this will be controversial.
You've just said that, and it's at the tip of my lips, my mouth. I wanted to sing the first line of you've had Bad Manners, Fatboy Gwash, K4 Kanali,
No.
and the other one. Niko sherehe naitaki hasira. You haven't heard that song? Girl.
I've had the phrase, but I haven't. Okay, so you're into Gengeton.
I what? Gengeton?
Are you into Gengeton? Do you listen to Gengeton?
Not religiously. I mean, there are a few songs that just hit
Me,
nicely.
I just wanted to hear you say if you are into it or not, because I wanted people to hear fast. Because there are some people who are like, "Oh, Gengeton is garbage," and apparently you're not one of those people. So good.
It's mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. I buy their songs. I'm listening to a bunch of them. And I think it's promising. It's good to support talent. So
Yes.
thank you for gracing our podcast. Thank you
Oh,
for
thank you for
making
having
time.
me. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime you want to be on, just let me know. Just hit me up and say,
Okay.
hey, what are we when are we doing this? Um,
Yeah.
always welcome on here, and we will rant for
Thank
another
you.
20.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So now I have to edit. Now I have to edit all of
Yeah.
this and post it, and because I promised people. Anyway, thank you for
Mm-hmm.
making time. It's been an honor.
Welcome.
Yeah, and always, always welcome.
What?
Karibu.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
And
you
I
so
am impressed at
much.
how simple the internet is. I thought at some point the internet would just be like, but yeah.
Why? Because naishi Kenya. Una hate?
No,
Una
no.
hate?
Did I even say that? You
Uh,
said that. I didn't say that.
I have, I have Kai.
What were
Ama
telecom?
maybe
We know you. What
this
were
is
telecom?
a side this
Usiku
is a
sako.
side conversations.
Sako. We know you. What were telecom.
I
Anyway.
have receipts.
Anyway.
Watch out too. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, thank you very much. I hope you'll come on soon. Hopefully, if you, I don't know if you
Yes,
have.
if your listeners love me enough to want me back, yeah, ata kesho. Okay, no. Tomorrow I have things I'm doing. And you also have things you're doing.
No, now you
But
cannot start
like,
lying to people like that. At yet a casual, then you know. Anyway, yeah.
imagine.
I hope. Yeah. You just, if you want to be on, just let me know. Is there
Okay,
anything you want to
thank you.
plug? Do you have like your socials, your a website, or anything you're doing that you want people to know about?
Oh yes. You can follow me on Instagram. My name's
I'll link her
on the
Instagram
description
below.
box.
I'll link it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's link me, talk to me, stalk me. Okay, my account is private. You can't stalk me, but like
Why?
request me.
So you make it public for people to just, people just want to see and then move on. They don't want to follow. They just want to anyway.
I
Link her Instagram below. What else do you have to, Mimi? Hmm, Now you
um for now that's it. For now.
her Instagram
I
will
don't
be
want to reveal myself too much. What will I say on the next podcast? On
uh,
the next episode? Eh?
no,
Nikisema kile kitu say
next
surely.
time have a book or something you promote, have something. Anyway,
Nauza mafuta.
watu wa mafuta, hii ni mafuta inaitwa ya ng'ombe, inaitwa
Aremes, haraka haraka bei ya Amerika nitawauzia $10.
okay. All right.
Okay, so
Thank you.
let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for
You
having
people.
me.
All right. I am out and with the Aremis. Aremis for $10. All right. Hey, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye bye.